On Italy's economic struggles, we're joined by Vidak Radonjic. He's the founder and CEO of the Beryl Counsulting Group. Vidak, good to have you on the show.
Good evening, Michelle.
Vidak, Prime Minister of Italy, Matteo Renzi, he's facing a tough time. He's trying to push through this Jobs Parliament Act, which he has, the Jobs Act, which he has pushed through Parliament, giving companies more flexibility to fire and hire workers. This, as Italy is facing a 13% plus unemployment rate and about a 40% plus youth unemployment rate. Will the reform of the labor market that he's trying to implement have the desired effect?
Yeah, the short answer is yes, because that has worked in other countries. If you're looking at Portugal, Ireland, and other countries in the Eurozone, that effort worked. The reason that it didn't work yet in Italy is because they're always kind of a little bit late in terms of judicial agreements. So eventually, I think that the efforts are going to work because the flexibility of labor market is the foremost in terms of improving the growth rate in economy of Italy and other countries as well.
Matteo Renzi is facing a lot of pushback from this. We've been seeing protests from unions across the country. He's relatively new at this gig. He's only 39 years old, but he does bring a progressive attitude. What else does he need to do to get Italy out of its crisis?
Yeah, well, he's young, he's energetic. His cabinet is, on average, 47-year-old. They have actually half are women, first time in Italian history. What else they have to do is they have to do something with the debt restructuring. That would be, I think, very important. But debt restructuring is a very bad word in Italy. It wasn't a bad word in Greece because all the debt was owed by someone else. But in Italy, 60% is owned by Italians. But they have to take some pain. They have to reduce the prices of the products that they produce. They are amazing and the most talented, one of the most talented people in the world. So they have to reduce the prices. They have to be more competitive because if they become more competitive, they will be able to grow the economy, which is lagging, has not actually is down 7-8% in the last 7 years.
Well, let's talk about being more competitive. And Italy is still the third largest economy in the Eurozone. But as you say, it needs to bring down prices, which is very hard to do when you can't control your own currency. In the past, Italy was able to do this by bringing down the value of the lira. Now they're trapped with the euro. And former Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi was contemplating leaving the euro in order to be able to manipulate the currency, a thought that was echoed by then Greek Prime Minister Papandreou. Is this the possible solution for Italy to break away and have its own currency?
Well, 3 years ago, to tell you the truth, it would be much better for Italy to leave, but it would be devastating for the economy of the whole world, basically. It would be horrible for Germany, for the United States, for everybody. Now, we are here in 2014, December, almost 2015. I would say no. I mean, they have a new prime minister. They have a, I think, strong cabinet. They have to fight hard. They have to do
So how do they become more competitive then?
Well, as I said, the only way to be more competitive is to have a more flexible labor market. So people can get fired, and who is not productive loses the job. And they have plenty of people to substitute all those people who are not productive. And number two is to try to reduce the labor cost.
So Matteo's on the right track with the Jobs Act. Now, you mentioned debt and debt restructuring. Very recently, the S&P Standard & Poor's downgraded Italy's debt rating to junk status, to BBB minus. That's just above junk, rather. But the yield is decreasing, meaning that there is a demand for government bonds, meaning that people are still buying them. In fact, it dropped from about 4% earlier this year to 2%. So the market is telling us that people are still confident in Italy's economy and its ability to pay back its debt. Is this a bet on ECB stimulus?
Well, the market has its own mind, and sometimes it's very irrational. To me, it's really, it's very funny for the 10-year to be below 2%, actually 2%. And the United States is trading at 2%. It just doesn't make any sense. However, lots of things do not make sense. The reason is because ECB is planning to buy sovereign debt in February or January. They will do a full-fledged QE. That's the last chance for Eurozone to actually succeed. Because right now, Eurozone was just a political ploy. But it has to be real currency.
Vidak, the last chance, you're saying that if the ECB does not institute a QE quantitative easing plan like the US did,
Yes.
that's it for the Eurozone?
I think well, they have to do many other things. They have to do structural reforms. They have to try to help people to find jobs. There are a lot of things, fiscal things. The problem with the euro is there is no fiscal unity like United States. There is no banking unity like United States. So basically, it's almost like playing a basketball with one hand. The politicians have their hand tied. So it's very difficult. However, you have to do what you can do. So I think that would be the last chance for the full-fledged QE in February or January of next year.
Okay, as always, a pleasure. We're going to have to leave it there. Vidak Radonjic, founder and CEO of the Beryl Consulting Group.